Queen Lysera of the Luminari Empire stood before the 5 most powerful rulers in the known galaxy, each one a potential stepfather for her daughter. The late king had been dead for 2 cycles, and tradition demanded she choose a new consort. But more importantly, little Princess Neiva needed a father figure. "The choice is yours, beloved," Lysera said softly to the 7-year-old girl, clutching her robes. "Whichever of these great emperors you select shall become your new father." Emperor Krothtalk of the warrior clans stepped forward first, his scales gleaming with battle honors. "Choose me, little princess, and I shall teach you the ways of combat. You will become the fiercest warrior in the galaxy." Neiva's large, luminescent eyes studied him nervously. She shook her head and hid behind her mother. Lord Velshan of the Merchant Guilds knelt next, his robes shimmering with embedded wealth crystals. "Choose me, child, and you shall have anything your heart desires. Toys, sweets, entire planets as playthings." The princess looked at the floor and whispered, "No, thank you." High Chancellor Morven of the Academic Consortium adjusted his viewing lenses. "I would expand your mind, young one. The greatest teachers, the finest education in every science and art." Neiva pressed closer to her mother's legs. Admiral Thexiron of the Star Armada offered a practiced smile. "I command 10,000 ships, little princess. I could show you the wonders of space itself." Another head shake. Finally, Archon Zelmoth of the Psionic Order projected warm mental images of friendship and understanding directly into her mind. Neiva flinched away from the telepathic contact, tears forming. Queen Lysera's expression grew troubled. 5 of the most eligible rulers in the galaxy, and her daughter rejected them all. The political implications alone could. "Mama, Naiva tugged at her sleeve. Can I pick someone else?" "Darling, these are the only candidates suitable for him." Neiva pointed across the Grand Hall. Every head turned to see Marcus Webb, the human janitor, pausing mid-sweep to stare in confusion at the crowd of dignitaries suddenly looking his way. At 42, with graying hair and a worn maintenance uniform, he looked thoroughly out of place among emperors. "Your Majesty," Krothtalk sputtered, "surely the child is confused." "Why him, my star?" Lysera asked gently, ignoring the outraged murmurs. Neiva's words came out in a rush. "Because when I dropped my toy down the waste chute last week, he spent 2 hours getting it back for me. And when I was scared during the lightning storm, he told me stories about Earth until I stopped crying. And yesterday, when I was sad about Papa, he sat with me and said it was okay to be sad, and we drew pictures together, and he didn't try to make me stop feeling sad. He just stayed." Marcus set down his broom, looking panicked. "Your Majesty, I'm sure the princess is just—" "I'm not. I clean floors for a living." "And you do it well," Lysera said, studying him with new eyes. "My daughter hides in the gardens when she needs quiet time. How did you know where to find her during the storm?" I pay attention." Marcus shrugged helplessly. "She goes there when the court gets too loud. I've got a daughter back on Earth, or I had. She's grown now, but I remember what it was like when she was little and needed space." Queen Lysera looked at the 5 emperors, each radiating power and prestige and wounded pride. Then she looked at the human janitor who had spent 2 hours retrieving a child's toy. "The selection is clear," she announced. "Marcus Webb of Earth, would you accept the role of Prince Consort and stepfather to Princess Neiva?" "Your Majesty, I'm not qualified." "You made my daughter smile during the darkest period of her life," Lysera interrupted. "You saw her not as a princess to be trained or molded, but as a child who needed comfort. The 5 greatest emperors in the galaxy offered her everything except what she truly needed, someone who simply pays attention." Marcus looked down at Neiva, who was giving him a hopeful smile that would have melted a harder heart than his. He thought of his own daughter, grown and distant now. He thought of this little alien girl who just needed someone to care. "I don't know anything about being royalty," he said slowly. "But you know about being a father," Neiva said quietly. "That's better." Marcus knelt down to her level. "I can't teach you to conquer worlds or command fleets. Can you teach me to draw better and tell more Earth stories?" He smiled. Yeah, kiddo, I can do that. Then you'll be my papa? Marcus looked up at Queen Lysera, who nodded with surprising warmth. He looked at the outraged emperors, the shocked courtiers, the impossible situation. Then he looked back at the little princess with luminescent eyes full of hope. Yeah, he said softly, I'll be your papa. Neiva launched herself into his arms, and as Marcus held her, he caught the queen's expression. She wasn't looking at him like an inferior. She was looking at him like someone who had just given her daughter something no amount of political alliance could provide. The 5 emperors departed in various states of indignation. But in the grand hall of the Luminari Empire, a human janitor sat on the floor drawing pictures with a princess, and Queen Lysera smiled for the first time in 2 cycles. Sometimes the right choice isn't the most powerful one. Sometimes it's simply the most human.